I left with my sister and some relatives on a refugee boat with 400 plus people 2 weeks after my 12th birthday in May 1979. My name is Thanh Boyer. I grew up in Vietnam during the War of Vietnam, and when it was ended in 1975, I was 8 years old. My family, we grew up in the Mekong Delta of Vietnam, only 6 miles from the Cambodian border. So where we were, we didn't see a whole lot of fighting, but after the war was over, the war between Cambodia and Vietnam got escalated. My family was fairly wealthy in Vietnam. My grandfather started business in Vietnam, and the whole family works there. And so when the fall of Saigon happened in 1975, the communists moved in, and we lost everything pretty much. They nationalized our banks and businesses. They even sent a communist family to come in and lived with us for a while, just to watch us, to make sure we have nothing hidden, from them. And of course we did. So after 1975, the communists, we became poor, basically. Lives got really tough, and so the exodus happened, leaving Vietnam on refugee boats. And at that time, in 1979, my aunt and uncles and other cousins were signing up to pay their passage to leave Vietnam on a refugee boat of about 400 plus people. My aunt came home one night and told my parents, you have to make a decision because there are a few spots that may be opening up on this refugee boat. If you want to go, you and your kids, which there's 6 of us, and my parents, so there's 8 of us in our family. My parents decided they had enough money for 2 in the family, and they picked 2 of the oldest to leave with relatives, and that would be me and my sister. In May of 1979, 2 weeks after my 12th birthday, I boarded a riverboat leaving Vietnam with 400 plus refugees. The boat condition was very cramped. There was only room to sit. To leave Vietnam at this time, and my parents had to make that decision within hours, because things got really bad, and they're hoping that we at least could have a better life elsewhere.
Yeah, I'm Terry Smith. They call me TA. I'm a Marine, the pilot. I was on the USS Midway. Of course, we were flying aircraft off the aircraft carrier, and we spent a lot of time searching over the ocean there in South China Sea, trying to locate and then radio to other ships that were smaller that were in the area where refugees might be, or where we saw ships. And I don't know how many were rescued, but I think there were quite a few that got rescued.
I'm sure there was an exodus of refugee boats leaving Vietnam at that time, and it was legal to leave if you have to pay your way. And we left hoping to get to Australia because we felt like that would be the next safest place for us to be. But we were actually hoping that we would run upon an American ship that would pick us up, because we have heard story of American ship picking up, refugees, and we were looking for you.
We were looking for you too.
Only a few days at sea, we came upon pirates, and they boarded our ship and robbed us. Several days at sea, we didn't see American ship, but we did land in Malaysia. And there in Malaysia, the Malaysian ship pulled us out into the ocean, and they robbed us. They're basically pirates. I remember having jewelries that I wore that my parents had sent with my sister and I to perhaps trade it for other things whenever we get to Australia. I remember stripping the jewelries off and stuff it in my mouth and, look down and not making any eye contact with the pirates. So the pirates robbed our boat, and their intention was to kill us. There was a storm that was raging, and it was coming, and the pirates saw it and we saw it, and I believe with all my heart that was the grace of God to save us. So when this storm that was coming, the pirate just disabled our engine and left us to die. And the storm carried us to Indonesia. So we landed in Indonesia, and they put us on a deserted island, and we were the second refugee boat that arrived. And every day more refugee boats arrived on this island, and there was not anything to eat or drink. We drank dirty stream water and ate whatever we could find. Anything that moves, we eat it, you know. And there was several nights, there was many nights there that we didn't have anything to eat, and we were really, really hungry. And we were there for several months before the international organization found out that there are refugees there, you know. And at this time, the Catholic Church also trying to place these refugees' families with sponsors. So there was Athens, Alabama has a couple that wanted to sponsor a family, and so we were that lucky family. So after a year and a half in the refugee camp where the condition was really, really bad, we were sponsored to America. So in July 1980, we landed in Athens, Alabama. And the community of Athens, Alabama just opened up their arms, and we came with a furnished apartment and a refrigerator full of food. We're just so thankful, and they just took such good care of us. I want to thank you gentlemen for fighting for someone like me that you don't even know, because you believe that we deserve to be free. And I just want you to know that the Vietnamese people appreciate you. And I appreciate you for your service and your sacrifice. And don't believe in the lie that that you didn't make a difference, because you did. You made a huge difference. Because how do I know you made a difference? When you left Vietnam, we had no one to fight for us. They took our freedom. So you did make a difference. And I just want to thank you for fighting for me, for fighting for our country. I love this country.
This was the whole essence, I think, of why our generation was so interested in going to help the South Vietnamese, because, you know, we studied history. We saw what communism had done to Russia and other countries, and how people's lives have been destroyed. Tens of millions of people were murdered by communists in the Soviet Union and other countries, China. And we didn't want that to happen to anywhere else. And they were expanding. They were expanding across the world as fast as they could, right, economically and militarily. We felt like the South Vietnamese deserved to have freedom.
The thing about socialism and communism is that it is a great idea. It sounds fantastic, but it never fails to fail.
I was blessed in the fact that while I was there, I met several Vietnamese families.
Yes.
They're people just like we are.
Yes,
and
sir.
they want freedom just like we want freedom. I appreciate you coming, because to me, that's what this whole battle was about, was trying to protect a country that was fixing to lose their freedom.
You know, my children, very prosperous doctors, PhDs and everything else, and they seem to just don't think how grateful and how appreciative that you are as being American, where look what you had to go through to get your freedom. It's always been there for these folks.
That's right.
And they're kind of unthankful.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
I mean, that's what when I go speak to the college kids, and that's the one thing I told them. One thing I said, you don't realize it, but you have already won the lottery.
Yep.
Right.
You were born here. You already won the lottery.
Yep.
And a lot of them don't, like you said, they don't realize that. Everybody wants to come here to America because this is the greatest place to live.